Hi guys, we're going to do a kind of an action athletic shoot. So it's kind of a portrait, but kind of an action shoot as well. Something like you might see on a sports website selling sports clothing or something like that. We've got Jared as our model. He's going to work with us. And what we're going to do is set up a very, very simple lighting setup. Really, really simple. Incredibly simple. 3 lights. The first light are, I don't know if we want to call it our main light because really we're getting a lot of light from the back, but you call it maybe our fill light is going to be this beauty dish. So we have one just regular strobe here. In this case, it's an Ellen Chrome. Just a regular strobe and a beauty dish. Now, a lot of times when you see beauty dishes used, of course, there's a sock over them. There's that little fabric sock that diffuses it. But since we're shooting a guy, I want the light to be a little punchier, a little edgier. This already makes the light real edgy, but it's not bare bulb because, of course, the light is firing into this little silver thing. I don't know if you can see it here. There's a little silver dome here. So the flash is firing into the silver dome, then it comes wrapping out of here. And it's punchy. It's kind of hard. If I'm shooting women, I always put the diffuser on. But for guys, I kind of like to have it off. It's a little punchier. Now, in the back, we're going to use 2 lights, and we're not putting any grids or anything in them. We're going to let them fire as is. So take a look. We've got 2 more strobes, same kind of strobes. We put the reflector in, but nothing else. Now, here's the weird thing. Because this is kind of an athletic shoot, I'm not going to put up a bunch of flags and try to hide the back lights. I'm actually going to let the back strobes be part of the photo. So when I had Jared, I have him working out with the basketball. He's going to do some stuff, and I'm actually going to have him at one point run and jump over me. To make him look bigger than life, it's very, very common to see these shots taken where the angle of photography is way down low. So I'm actually going to lay on the floor. I'm going to use a wide angle camera. This is a 24-70, and I'm going to be at 24, so I'm going to be as wide as I can be. I'm going to take a bunch of shots of him just kind of working out with the basketball, and then I'm going to have him come run right at me and jump over me. And we're just going to kind of, so this is all kind of hard light, right? Hard light off of there, hard light off of there. Not quite as hard light off the beauty dish, and that's the whole setup. Camera settings. I'm at 200 ISO. By the way, when I'm in the studio, I'm always at 200 ISO. 200 ISO is going to give me the cleanest files, so I'm going to leave it at 200 ISO all the time. Now, if you have a camera that'll go to 100 ISO, that's going to give you your cleanest file. But this is a Nikon. The Nikon's, the native ISO is 200. So it's going to be your best, cleanest image. I'm going to stay on that all the time inside the studio. We are shooting in manual mode. Of course, every time I'm shooting with studio strobes, manual mode. My standard operating point is 1/125th of a second at 5.6. That's where I start, and then I start trying to put the lights together. One thing that I can tell you about doing this, it really works best if you work 1 light at a time. If you try to throw 3 lights together and get them all to work, it really is kind of tough. So what we could do is I'm going to turn off the 2 backlights, and then we're going to build this set one at a time. We're going to start with just this light. I'll take a couple of shots, and I'll take those standing up because I don't like to lay on the ground unless I really have to. So I lay on the ground when it's money time. When it's really time, we got everything set up, then I'll get on the ground. Now, for the test shots, I'll stand up. Then we'll turn on 1 light, make sure it's okay. We'll turn on the other light. When all 3 lights are working, then we know it's going to be okay. So I'm going to have Brad come and turn off the 2 back lights on either side, and we'll just get those off, and then we're going to do our first test shot. Right there, let me just see. If I just take like a standard old shot of him, yeah, the fill light looks really good. It's just a little bit of fill. Remember that. You're not trying to blast him with a lot of light. We want a dramatic light. Now we're going to go ahead and turn on the back lights. We're going to turn on the left light first, and then we'll take, or the light on this side, yeah, to my left first. We'll just turn on that one, and then we'll see how that goes. And we'll take the same shot. Now, you can see that the light itself is up high, and it's aiming kind of down. And there we go. All right, now I can just look at him without even going to the lights. You can look and see what the modeling light is doing to him. You can see it's lighting his shoulders and stuff. You can kind of see the left side of his face is now lit. The right side of his face is still in shadows. Let's just take a quick test shot and see. I'm going to kind of zoom in close and see where we got. Beautiful, nice. We could do a great portrait just standing right here. So now you can see that fill light that was kind of dark a minute ago, now it looks like, wow, now it looks really, really great. I'm seeing some lens flare on the side. I don't care. That's actually going to be part of the shoot. But if I didn't want to see that flare come from the side, I'd have to put something between me and that light. I'd have to put a flag, a black flag, and bring it in here and kind of put it there between us. But in this case, I'm going for that look. Now, let's turn on the other side. Dwayne, can you hit that for me, please? Thank you, sir. And it'll pop on in a second. There we go. Now, again, before I ever fire the trigger, I can use the modeling light to get an example of what we got. Let's take a shot here. See how we're doing? This would make a really good portrait, but I want some action. So now, I think the lighting looks pretty good. The only things that I would do is look at the ratio of that light to that light and just see how we're doing. Let's just make sure that one isn't brighter than the other. So let me just kind of look at, well, let's look in here. The light on this side looks a little bit dark. So all I would do to just balance that out is to, this is channel 1, that's channel 2 and channel 3. So I would move this to channel 3, move it to group, so I'm just on that one. Oh, excuse me, that one's channel 2. Go to channel 2, go to group, so I'm not adjusting all the lights. And then I want to move it up. It moves up in 1/10 of a stop increment, so it gets 1/10 more powerful every time. So we're going to go maybe 1, 2. Moved it up 2/10 of a stop. Let's take a test shot. Move this back to all, and take a test shot so all the flashes fire. And let's see. That was all we needed to do. One was just a little bit, wasn't quite as bright. Now I'm going to lay down on the floor. I'm going to go all the way wide. I was in 70 for those. I'm going to go all the way to 24, so it's really wide. I'm going to have him just play a little bit. I'm going to shoot some shots. Once we get a couple of those and I like the way it looks, I'm going to have him run over me. So let's go ahead, or jump over me. He should not run over me. And as I told him, I said, look, when you jump, make sure you clear me. And he said, it's not going to be a problem. So let's get down here on the floor. All right, let me just kind of frame it up here real quick. All right, let me get you just playing a little bit. Get a couple of these way out wide. All right, looks better if I'm tall, shooting tall. I'm getting a little bit of the flare there. There we go. All right, I need to actually move over just a little bit this way because I want to be able to see both lights in my shot. There we go. Nice. Oh, this is looking good. Okay, good, good, good. All right, keep working that. All righty, nice, good. All right, get a little closer to me with these. There we go, good, because you look huge there. All right, a half a step back. There we go, right there, good, good. All right, nice, looking good. All right, these look great. I'm seeing lots of rim. I'm going to have you do this next set. I'm going to actually come closer to you, and here's why. When you come too close to me, you get out of that light. So I'm just going to move a little closer to you. Let me slide shrimp across the floor here, and let me have you step back 3 steps, Jared, for me. All right, so now you'll stay in the light because you were getting a little too forward to the light. Let's go ahead and shoot that. Okay, we're good? Ah, there we go. This looks good. Nice. Good, looks good. All right, you ready to do the jump? So go all the way back to the wall. And so what my challenge is going to be back there, camera. Where's the camera? Oh. What my challenge is going to be is to get the timing right. So when he's jumping over me, I kind of like to get him right when he's getting ready to go over, but we're going to see what's going to happen. This is going to be what you're going to work on your shoot, is getting the timing right of him cruising over. So let's take a look. Here we go. All right, whenever you're ready. Whoa, I got it. Okay. Where's the camera? All right, what just happened was the thing that we call luck. I just happened to get that right when he came over me. I'm going to make him do it a few more times because he's in great shape. He doesn't mind. He's been jumping over me. So let's try it. Here we go. Same thing. We got really lucky on that one. Here we go. Ready? Woo! All right. I'm getting better at this. Let's try a couple more. Like just maybe 50 or 60 more, Jared. We'll be good. All right, that one went a little earlier. Oh, that's great. Oh, okay. It's good. It's good. I like it. I'm trying not to get excited. All right, a couple more, and we're going to wrap this. All right, ready? Here we go. All right, I got him right before he took off. That's not a bad shot. It's still a cool shot, but I got him just before he was going to take off. I actually like this shot, but it's more dramatic when he's cruising over me. So this is what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to get back a little further this way and just see if I can get you kind of cruising over. Ready? Go. All right, not bad. I only see a little bit of his face, but I'm not going to make you sit through any more of these, but you get the idea. It's a pretty simple setup, and are we worried about it being blurry or anything? Absolutely not, and here's why. Because oh, that's not a good place to put that. The light, the flash is going to actually freeze the motion, so I'm not worried. My shutter speed's 1/200th of a second. If I was doing this in natural light, without the lights, all those shots would be blurry. They'd be blur all over the place. But because we're using flash, every time it just stops the motion just like that. And remember, this was a very simple setup. We didn't even use a softbox. A beauty dish, 2 open lights, make sure they're up high and they kind of get out of the way. And then you got to get somebody athletic like him to be able to do this again and again and again. And we're going to do one last thing with him. We're going to do a real dramatic portrait. I'm going to have him lean against the wall, and we're just going to get one single light at him. So I'm going to pause the camera for just a second so I can get up gracefully, and then we're going to do that. All right, guys, I had Jared, our subject, just come and lean on the wall. We took some water and just sprinkled it on his face and on his shoulders. It actually, Brad was sprinkling the water, and it went all over the wall, so we had to kind of move him over a little bit. But we want to make it look like he's just been working out. So this is like we're at the end of the game. We're really, really tired. We're going to take a dramatic portrait. We're just using one single light. It is way off. It's completely to the side of him. It's right beside him. It's just a regular, standard Elechrome light. It's got a reflector and a grid, a nice tight grid, like I think it's a 20-degree grid that's in there, a 20 or 30-degree grid, and it's just aiming right straight at him. So what's the key to making this work is how we just want a little bit of light in here for this dramatic portrait, just a little bit. So we are in manual mode. We're at 1/200th of a second, and I'm going to be at like, I'll try it at F8, F10, somewhere in there, because we want to just limit the light. I might have to go to F11 or F13, something like that, because I just want a little bit of light. I have the power of the flash almost all the way down. I mean, again, I'm trying to make this really, really dark, even though we're shooting in bright, broad daylight. I want it really, really dark, just a hint of light. I'm using a 24-70 lens, and I'm down here at the same level that he is so I can get the shot. So Jared, I'm going to have you look down just a hair, just a little bit. Look, eyes back up towards me. Nice, right there. I can see the modeling light. When I get him to turn his face just a little bit that way, now I'm seeing the modeling light on this cheek. Turn your head a little bit more that way. There we go. Eyes back towards me. All right, chin down just a little bit. Now eyes back at me. Nice, very good. Now I'm shooting really wide. Let me go way out wide here. Very nice. When I go way out wide, I'm actually now seeing the beam. So if I don't want to see the beam, I'm going to go in tighter. So that was at 24. Now I'm zooming in a little tighter. And it's just picking up a nice little rim, like him, a very, very dramatic portrait. And very easy to do. We're not even using a softbox, just a reflector and a grid. But getting one of those grids is a great investment because it really allows you to focus the light. Let's just take a couple more, and I think we're there. Good, very nice. All right, turn your whole face towards, there you go, right there. And I'll look down a little bit at the ball. Great, nice. Very good. I'm going to go real wide again and all the way wide. I'm going to back up just so I get your shoe in there. Got it. All right, that's all there was to it. It's just remember, one light, and really keep an eye, because, you know, Joe McNally always says, lighting is a game of inches, right? So him moving his face 1 inch to the other makes a big difference, moving the light 1 inch to the other. But the light, all it is it's straight beside him. It couldn't be an easier spot to shoot. So basically now it's just working with your subject to make sure you get the light where you want it and trying to get it really, really dark. So we wound up at 1/200th of a second at F11. And again, if I go up to F13, it's going to get darker still. And if I go to F14, it's going to get darker still.